I've just noticed I haven't updated the video. The whole of Christmas. and I
Small,
didn't update
medium,
the video.
large, and cone. What would be the fifth one?
Stream.
The pointer.
Oh, there is a stream template, isn't there?
Oh, the pointer's a template, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. There's 5. That's the hard code limit. So the fact they've just added a small blast template to Savage Pathfinder is a bit of a pain. Anyway, hope everyone had a good Christmas and a New Year.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's probably a way. There's probably a way of dividing it up.
Well, I'm figured if once I actually know what the measurements are, I'll just have to make a graphical one, which will still.
I think it's.
do
I
the
can't
job.
remember what it was, but I think it's the Vietnam games. They've got a burst template and it's
Strafe.
60 degrees or something like that.
No, there was a strafing template in some of the older ones, wasn't there? Which was
Yeah,
a
but
template.
I'm just thinking of the one
Same
that was
things.
like there was one that was 60 degrees, one that was 90 degrees, and all you did is you put down more than one normal template in it to the right size.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is there's a new template that can never be supported in Fantasy Grounds. Unless because they don't see the need to change the hard code limit. Not that anyone knows how to code it.
When they're adults.
Righty ho. So, okay, it's a new book, isn't it? You're finally going to go back to Korvosa after all this time.
Civilization.
Right.
Houses
Very
with food.
overrated.
Beds.
So, yeah.
Raw meat on the bone.
So obviously, as you head back towards Korvosa, you ponder on all the things that have happened since you've been away, and obviously happened while you were away, but the impacts of them, and you can begin to see it now with the Sable Company gone, the Korvosan Guard reduced to little more than a shadow of its former glory, the silence of the noble houses, the retreat of the Hell Knights, and the wizards of the academy into their respective fortresses. And finally, apparently the Church of Abadar's public declaration of support to the city's new ruler, a formerly vibrant city, noticeably dulled. Merchants still come and go from Korvosa, but they are taxed heavily and tend not to stay overnight. Locals no longer have to fear rats, plagues, or even much in the way of thievery. But the Grey Maidens, who, if anything, have become more aggressive after abandoning the Longacre building, have little patience for lawbreakers of any sort. Compounding this, apparently Queen Ileosa has been laying down a number of numerous and often ridiculous laws which force the city's citizens into an ever-increasing circle of debt and despair.
Oh, this is not good. And has Vorka struck up an interesting relationship with his new sword?
Oh yeah.
Hello,
She and I
Scott.
are
Hello,
talking
Tegger.
quite a
How are
bit.
you? That's good. Glad to hear it. But you're still a day or so from Korvosa when you're camped out. Obviously, talking to people that are going in both directions and finding out the latest goings on. When Augustus, you sense a disturbance in the Harrow deck.
Oh no, it's happening again.
It is happening again.
Oh, do you know? You are every time. I know the beginning of every adventure starts with the Harrow deck. And every time I spend so much time rereading the adventure, I always forget until right now that what I really need to do
harrowing.
That I need to do a harrowing and actually remind myself how it works. Oh well, one of these days.
Take your time. We're in no hurry.
The funny thing is, the next time it happens, you'll have exactly the same conversation.
This is the last book. This is the last book.
So he's never going to do a harrowing ever again.
Oh, that's not strictly true. There are some other Pathfinder adventures that use the Harrow deck that I have got queued up to convert one day, but I haven't got around to it yet. I thought I had a shortcut harrowing set up.
No, the thing is, we haven't actually seen the Harrow deck for quite some time. Actually,
He has been fairly quiet.
At that castle when it wouldn't let it in, or it was.
We had to leave it behind and pick it up on the way out.
Yes, she did.
Vendor
which I'm assuming I'm going to assume automatically. Oh yeah, divining with a harrow deck. Okay. Okie dokie. So, each time so how many conviction? You're probably already up in double. You're gonna have. If someone doesn't end up with, well, actually, I know it's a far fetch, but I would be surprised if someone ended up with 3 digits worth of conviction at the end of this.
Well, I was making that game of it to try and get to 20, and then I got to 20, and it was like, can I get to 25? And I thought, no, start spending it.
Okay. And each card. Okay, so the harrow deck is okay. Step 1, the choosing. Shuffle 9 cards for the choosing, then have the players randomly select each of the 9 cards. Each player reveals his choosing card. If the card comes up in the harrowing, it is of great importance. Once you've all recorded the choosings, replace the cards in deck and shuffle them. Spread. So, crown. Do I just put down the? Do I just pick crowns because this is crowns this time? Because remember the adventure. Shuffle the 9 cards to choose. Now players randomly select one of the 9 cards. As each of the cards choose. Spread. Draw 9 cards. Place 3 down 3 by 3. Master future.
For this one, you just deal out. If it's crowns this time, for this one, you just deal out the crowns.
That's what I figured. Yeah, and I only.
And then on the next one, you deal from the whole deck, and if any of the ones that we've picked come up, we get a bonus conviction.
That's what I thought it was. That's what I was getting myself confused on. Okay, so back to the choosing, and I get to edit everything yet again. Okie dokie. Well, who wants to go first?
You'll need to share it so we can see it.
Oh, you know, that's too much of a silly idea, isn't it? Did you share?
Yes, it did.
Let's go across.
Tavis opened the Tavis. Gastus opened the liar. Okay. Walker got betrayal. Who wants to go next? Sassafras got the twin. And Leia got the courtesan. Okay. Just means Thaddeus got the tyrant. Right. All well and good. So now we shuffle the whole deck. Still out 9, don't we? Okay, so do need what I will do in a minute is make some notes on. I'll have to go and look up what does what. But first things first. Hopefully this will work. Let's see what happens when I hit this button. I know it's happening.
I cannot hear Kenkubot.
Heroes the cards call, and their voice is heavy
You hear it now?
like a stone in my palm. Let us see what they have to say. You have traveled through much, my friends, borne many burdens. You have seen the innocent become sick with plague, and the wicked mad with power. You have walked lands of fire and the halls of the dead. But what you walk towards now, I see pale faces and leering grins, and great wings casting the city into darkness. I see a queen on a throne of blood, eternally young as Korvosa withers and dies around her. But hope persists. I see figures standing up to fight against the darkness. They shine like the sun, and their light draws others to them, who begin to shine as well. The leering faces recoil at it, and the pale faces shatter like porcelain. I see a new day dawn over the city, a a day of hope.
There you go.
Hmm.
Okay. So, positive past. Here we go. We got the theatre, which none of you picked. But it is a crown, so I'll automatically give that one to. Okay. The positive past. Hey, well. I should read the chapter for reading this, but cards represent the present. Okay, very important events. So, through many trials and adversities you have faced, you have always been successful. Each of these events that have been sent to try you have just made your resolves and your convictions stronger, and brought you as a party closer together. Whatever happens going forwards, you can use all the strength and support you've used in the. Supposed to look up the one. Sorry, I knew what the fit. Okay, Conversa guide to. Oh no, that's different. Wondering why I was talking about that. There we go. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Reading text messages up on my screen.
I've given you 30 minutes. Finish your homework and then it's settling time, okay?
Sorry, everybody. I think Tabby's meant to mute before saying that.
It's okay. I did get confused there. Sorry about that. So, well, the unicorn is triumph in finding what you seek. So, indeed, the unclear past. Well, you've basically in the depths of the Longacre building, you did. I still needs to mute because I can hear. in the depths of the Longacre building, you rescued and freed a number of young ladies who had been disfigured and tortured as part of their training and induction into the Grey Maiden. Will their lives be forever tainted by what happened to them, or will the fact that you were able to free them give them the waxworks? Let's have a look. No one got the unicorn, did they? Because that was a crown as well. No. It's like
we get one for each crown, and
yes, I know.
Can't hear
an
you.
extra one if our crown comes out.
Can't hear you,
Yes.
Travis.
I did. That's okay.
Oh, weird. Why can't I hear?
Don't know.
That's an entropy.
No, I can't.
Because we heard him through your mic.
Mhm.
Negative
That will make
pass.
sense.
It seems, however, no matter what you do so far, the forces of darkness and evil seem to basically continue to thrive. And although you have fought through much, all that it seems is every discovery and enemy you have defeated has in no way appeared to diminished the Queen Ileosa's power.
I'm sorry, I got sidetracked.
That's
Is
okay.
it my turn to pick?
Oh no, you did the picking. Don't worry. The locksmith. Let's have a look at the locksmith. What's the locksmith tell us? Yeah, traditional's keys to a new destiny with the locksmith. This is your negative present. Well, it would appear that in the time you've been away, that Queen Ileosa has gained in more power. The Grey Maidens stalk the streets as basically a martial force, and their leader, Sabrina Merrin, is obviously the Queen's right hand enforcer in the subjugation of the people. Korvosa. The unclear presence. That's another. Is that vision?
That's not a crown.
That's not
That's
a
a
crown,
book.
is it? That's a book, isn't it? I can't tell that. My eyesight's terrible today. Anyway, where were we? I am lost. I was looking for the vision, wasn't I?
You were.
Yes. Arcane knowledge never misaligned. However, there is some there is some confusion for there is some, potentially a chance for confusion in that someone who you think is an enemy may in fact prove to be otherwise. But the cards are not clear. This may all just be more misdirection to the eclipse. But obviously, the traditional interpretation of the eclipse is self-doubt. This is meant to be positive presence, so therefore, well, the positive present, that's not really positive. But given the history and your fact that I do believe you have already defeated one creature, the fact that there are rumours that of a devils and dragon in the city are both things that you have defeated in the past. You should therefore take heart to the fact that should the rumours be true, that it will be within your abilities to defeat the uprising. Well, this is obviously an indication of your end goal, what you should be striving for. By returning to Korvosa and making a public stand against the Queen and everything else, and hopefully with a group of individuals that can assist and provide support, you will be able to foment rebellion and strengthen the loss of will in the public of Korvosa, and altogether you can rise up and overthrow evil Queen. Oh, the twin! That was Sassafras. Okay, so actually what I'm going to do is go... yeah, I'll do it afterwards. It's easier. Just keep a track there. Everyone's got 1, 2, 3 points of conviction so far, and Sassafras gets a bonus one. Twin. That is unclear future.
Yeah, Sassafras needs all the help she can get.
Duality of purpose. And unclear future indeed. Duality, the twin. It would appear that in the time since the disappearance of Blackcoat, a new hero has risen up to defend the people of Korvosa. Could he be Blackcoat in a new form, or someone else who has been inspired? The future on this is unclear. And finally, we have the Forge. The Forge. Scrolling. You know, I made a lovely version of this where I had all the cards listed and I couldn't release it, so I used the official version. It's just the old thing. The Forge. Strength through diversity. But this is a negative future. The forces, Queen Ileosa has obviously been building her own forces and power base since you left, making the odds of overthrowing her ever more distinct. But maybe if you can forge the city anew, then you can defeat. So anyway, that is a total of 1, 2 conviction and 3, 4. Sassafras. Just doing it this way because otherwise it will get ridiculous. Amount of fanfares. DT. Okay. That's it, isn't it? Now we calculate the conviction and we are done. That's we have dealt with the Harrow deck. There, the harrowing reading is complete. All I need to do is go and look up what that actually means for you guys.
That always it kind of echoes inside one's head.
Okay, so the betrayal of Vorka. Oh, that's quite interesting. Probably a good time for Vorka. That's actually a very good time. Very good one for Vorka. The twin. Oh, that's also very interesting. Gastus is the liar. I can't remember who that is, so that.
How dare you, sir?
No. I can't remember who you're the chosen against, the NPC. Whereas the first two I definitely recognised. Oh no, really? Okay. Okay. The tyrant. Oh, that's an interesting one, Thaddeus. Very useful time to shine there. And well, the tyrant, you can probably guess who the tyrant is. The theatre.
Probably Ileosa.
Right, there we go. So I've got your chosen stats. I think some of those may come up today. Who knows? Right. That's the final herring out the way. Okay, so you are basically heading back towards say in the morning. The night passes uneventfully in the camp, and then in the morning, you as you're preparing to head out, you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see who I'm going to novel. 3. Sassafras. You receive a mind link message from Bishop Kepa de Bear. Yep, yeah, Kepira de Bear. The Church of Adamar. That invites you to return to the Dead Warrens to meet with the Allies and plan the final liberation of.
Is this a person we've met and I just don't remember it?
We've not met the bishop.
I don't think you've met the bishop.
Well, Gastus has met the bishop, but not during this adventure.
Yes.
Well,
Everything just go completely quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sassafras sort of started as something, and we all stayed quiet to listen, and then it went quiet on Sassafras.
They was supposed to
I said
microphones.
that I would, after receiving the mind link, I would be puzzled why this person had reached me, and I would relay it to the rest because I'm puzzled as to why this person reached me. Did that not come through?
It did that time.
You are so very small. And they felt that you needed to feel important.
Or maybe it's a colleague from the school. I don't know.
Perhaps.
It's probably more the fact that your well-trained wizard mind made you the most receptive to receive the mind link, Sassafras. I think that's the way to think about it.
Well, Sassafras is still going to be puzzled because it makes no sense to her because it's like, well, I'm not even Korvosan.
Okay, I have no idea why you've got the point of fatigue, so let's get rid of that one. Well,
just to give you a bit of time to prepare, Kevin, I'm going to play a card now.
He's going to do something evil. That's going to. I know he is.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. I know exactly when I'll do that one. Whether it happens today or not is another matter.
At least you're prepared.
Yep. Actually, no, I know exactly what. Okay. Right. So you basically you are able to get back into you pass back into Korvosa. roll.
Obviously, if that's not today, just remember to give us a card to everybody.
Or you immediately draw an adventure card. How to do adventure cards. Joy. Actually, I can ignore that. I can ignore that. There you go. Do you remember that? Do you remember that bit about where we worked out is I mustn't give out the cards until we start the session, and then if I give out the cards and then restart Fancy Grounds, it breaks the adventure deck. I restarted Fancy Grounds. Sorry, all your cards have just changed.
All right, okay, so we didn't have that card, right? Okay.
But if someone else has got it, they could obviously give it to you. You can play it again.
Oh, yeah, okay, makes sense. See where you were going.
Yeah, which is a shame, which is a shame because it would have worked nicely. Okay, I can't remember how you used to sneak in and out, so let's give you a nice map of Korvosa back up. But you've got to get to the dead warrens, which were in the graveyard, weren't they? Which were here. It probably makes sense to come through the south entrance.
If we're going to the Dead Warrens, they're in the Grey District, aren't they?
Oh, did that not share? So if you share
Yes, it
that,
did.
there's the dead warrens. Yeah. So I figured that was probably the best gate to come through. Because you literally just come through there and then just sort of head along there, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
We have advance notice of if they're stopping and questioning people at the gates and stuff.
Fortunately, they're not doing that at the moment. The city's not on any form of lockdown, but it's probably prudent to sort of keep a low profile when entering the city because there are grey maidens guarding the gates.
Where's the way into the grey section? There doesn't seem to be a road or a gate through the wall anywhere.
I reckon it might be. Yeah, I agree. I have no idea. Well, no, because that must be that. I was going to say this is under the V for Korvosa. Well, I thought that, but yes, it does appear there's a connection.
That would be a gate over there.
Certainly, I shall let the Benny's flow tango. I thought that at first. That does look like a gate, but there's nothing on the other side, is there? There's no road there. There's nothing joining it.
No, I see that. Yeah, I'm just of all of the places.
At first, I thought it was
that would be.
Yeah, so you're getting blocked the second you said that. It's like, not you. No, I thought I've got some very dodgy spam, and they took a while. And then I'd really like to chat. Oh, by the way, I do artwork.
Somebody spamming on Twitch.
Yeah,
I see. Unless it's above the G of grey between the edge of that wall. I mean, it looks like there's a gap there, but no road. More like you could walk through the green bit, maybe. It's probably not important.
Well, I mean, they don't want to make it too easy for the skeletons to get out of the graveyards. I mean,
well, don't forget, a lot of houses have teleports because there's no stairs in the maps. So,
obviously,
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yeah,
I could always just open one of them thingies to just that way they don't even know we're back in the city. That might be because I don't know whether we've acquired a reputation or anywhere, but we are a rather distinctive looking group.
Well, you might be.
Well, yeah, you're kind of plain and ordinary. We'll give you that, Gestinius.
Nonetheless, perhaps being stealthy is the order of the day. However, I would like to take Aramis and stable him. And that takes me all the way to Old Korvosa.
Then I could open a portal to your, townhouse because I've been there before.
Indeed, perhaps into the courtyard.
So I think
after all, from the townhouse we can access the sewers, and from the sewers we can make our way all the way to the warrens.
Well, then that probably, if discretion is something we want to accomplish here, that's probably the most logical way to achieve it.
if you're going to Old Korvosa, then it's the North Bridge.
Okay.
No, we're talking about teleporting in.
Oh yeah, much more sensible.
opening one of them gates, and you're going to have to calculate the cost for me because that just makes no sense to me.
Hmm.
Although greater teleport. It's still a temporary portal.
So yeah, you would pay for you would pay for a. I mean, you would you don't do the teleport because there's too many of you. You use, as you say, you use the portal option of teleport, don't you? And then you just pay for the greater teleport, and that portal stays open 5 rounds. And using greater teleport, you can teleport up to 1,000 miles, isn't it?
Yeah, and we all just ride through, or
Yeah,
walk through, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
So a gate is 5. So teleport. So it's 2 points for teleport, 5 points for a gate. So 12 power points will give you a greater teleport, which you could do first thing. You could do first thing in the morning. Then once you get back there, it will take everyone else. Say it takes everyone else 2 hours or so to sort everything out. You can get 10 of your 12 power points back before, and then you'll get all your power points back by the time you travel down to the Grey Warrens. If you rest up in the house, spend a couple of hours sorting yourselves out in your house, and then you know what I mean.
yeah, and he's got to take time to stable a horse and tend to
Exactly,
some
yeah.
things because the place has been closed up all this time we've been out traveling. And I can sleep
Exactly,
in my
yes.
bed. We actually have a bed there.
Okay, create a greater teleport portal with a casting roll.
Sassafras will get a look when she says about there actually being a bed because of all the times that she's dissed him for saying he wants a real bed.
Well, that's not going to be a problem, is it? So basically, you instead of having to spend half the day
I thought
journeying
about there being a real bed, so I was motivated there.
Indeed, instead of having to spend another half day on the road, logically speaking, you probably just teleported the whole way with 1,000 miles. But we'll pretend there was a good reason why you hadn't up to this point. But anyway,
oh yes, it was so that we could try and get news about what was going on in Korvosa before we got here.
Exactly. Anyway, so yes, I obviously you can Sassafras, you've got time to rest and recuperate the power points, so don't worry about removing them. Then you're going to use your underground pathways to travel from old Korvosa. Although actually you still have to get across the Narrows, won't? No, we said you could get under the river, didn't we? So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip on ahead to the point where you clamber down into the Dead Warrens, back into the ossuary. This large room is supported by 4 wide pillars of stone, the ceiling arches in a dome nearly 20 feet high. The walls are lined with skeletons caked into the mud. Adult human bones mostly, but here and there the smaller bones that might be from halflings or perhaps children. 15-foot square pits sit to the east and west, each filled with a large heap of hundreds of bones. To the south, a crude hole has been gouged out of the wall, providing access to a tunnel. In front of the hole stands a number of individuals. Let's get that down. Put you down in volume again now the talking's finished. There we go. So, upon arriving in the ossuary, you're reunited with Cressida, Neolandus, Ben Carlo, and obviously the bishop isn't there, but so you are. Yeah, I remember who Neolandus was. Was he the former seneschal?
He was the former seneschal that we rescued.
That's what I thought. As you arrive, you're quickly greeted by a joyful and thankful Cressida Croft. I do believe it's this one.
Oh, my friends, I'm so glad to see you in good health. I had faith in your abilities, but, well, it was Castle Scarwall after all. What was it like? I can only imagine.
Oh, it was lots of fun. There was undeads all over the place, and we got to do lots of fighting, and there was gargoyles, and it was great fun. It really was.
Master Vorka has a very different idea of fun to the rest of us.
Vencalo is smiling and laughing in the background at Volker's enthusiasm there. Because, yes, that young goblin is a man after my own heart, indeed, when I was probably his age. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Sorry, Sassafras, I got Cressida to talk over you. You were about to say something.
I don't even remember. But I'm going to pipe up at this point and go, and yeah, and I understand now that you guys are planning some kind of uprising, and sometimes that takes financing. And I'm pretty sure that we took enough money out of Castle Scarwall where, we could, like, contribute to
Well,
helping you
indeed,
guys in that
Cressida
respect.
does look concerned, and she decides that because she's unsure of what you have or haven't had confirmed, she then begins to give you an update on the situation in Korvosa.
As much as it pains me to return to the present situation, I fear we must. I'm sure you've noticed that things are rapidly approaching a critical point in Korvosa. If we are to move against the Queen, it must happen before she and her forces become too entrenched. I'm sure your previous conflicts with her Grey Maiden and Red Mantis minions have caused her no small inconvenience, but what remains of them has now retreated into Castle Korvosa, where they are free to plot with impunity.
Next, the plan.
My plan is this: to publicly reveal that Seneschal Neolandus yet lives, and that Queen Ileosa attempted to have him assassinated. It's the last legal effort I can make as captain of the guard, before I must turn to more anarchic ideas. But with Neolandus still alive, Korvosa's nobles and other government agencies will have a legal option besides such open rebellion. But I also fear that doing so will spur Ileosa to respond with even greater and more indiscriminate displays of tyranny and violence.
Well, there's also the small
Therefore,
matter that I don't.
before we can publicly
Sorry. Go on. I'm stopping her. She's just got after you.
Well, I think there's a small matter that Ileosa doesn't really seem to care about legal options anyway, so you might want to just skip right over that.
Oh, the issue with that is any option that the Queen chooses is a legal option as soon as she changes the law.
Yes, that's very true.
Therefore, before we can publicly seek the support of the city, we need someone to take the initiative against the monarchy. And let's be perfectly honest, that someone is you, my friends. Firstly, we need intelligence from the castle. Rumors of what's been happening inside Castle Korvosa have been flying. That the Grey Maidens have withdrawn inside. That devils and a dragon dwell within. That the Red Mantis have taken control. That Ileosa has transformed into a monster. We need to separate the wheat from the chaff, as it were, and perhaps strike a blow against Ileosa at the same time.
So, storm the castle. Well, that'll be helpful.
No, I think it's more like infiltrate the castle.
I've prepared a list of the tasks I need you to
Sorry,
accomplish.
keep talking. Don't mind me. I'll play her in a minute.
Yes, well, of course, infiltrate the castle, but, well, let's just hope that none of the Grey Maidens remaining would recognize any of us. It's not like any of us are the kind of people that stand out, are we? Gaster says, looking around at the short goblin priest of love, the absolutely not undead sorcerer, the small bright green gnome, and the cat lady.
Indeed. He's not a sorcerer, he's a warlock.
I think
Sorry.
that's the same argument we made when we snuck into the city, that we were kind of a distinctive group and you kind of shrugged me off.
I agree, but more to get in as you go. Next time it might be a problem.
I'm really surprised that gnomes just don't seem to get sarcasm.
Cressida has been. Cressida at this point feels it's time to interject as she hands you a piece of a parchment, I would say.
I've prepared a list of the tasks I need you to accomplish. Don't look at me like that. I do the same with all of my guardsmen. In fact, it's a measure of my trust that I don't send a copy with each of you like I would with them. Here. I would prefer it if you can accomplish a majority of these before we go public with Neolandus. But I'll trust your judgment. When you say it's time, we will move out. We need to keep the dead Warrens out of Ileosa's sight in the meantime. So I've secured a few scrolls of a powerful spell that lets you create a fantastic mansion hidden in another realm. Use those when you need to rest and regroup.
It should be pointed out that last bit is completely removed from the Savage Pathfinder version of the adventure. That is definitely left over from the other one. Besides, you've got a house anyway, so don't worry about the scrolls.
and we can gate anyway.
Indeed.
At any time we need to remove ourselves while we've got power.
Indeed. So
I can that's that power and that scroll. I actually know that spell.
yes, the Magnificent Mansion. Yes. Listed here. I mean, I don't have a problem with you having a couple of scrolls if you want to use it. I didn't think you'd necessarily be bothered. Listed here are the several issues that need resolution before I'm comfortable revealing to Korvosa that Neolandus still lives. I leave to you the methods for solving these problems. 1. A new hero of the people has been fighting rebels in the city. Bearing in mind you're the rebels. These rebels are false. They're not my people, and I suspect this hero, a man called Terrifica, is false as well. Find out who or what he is. 2. I have it on good authority that the rumours of a black dragon taking nest in the Castle Korvosa are legitimate. If the rumours prove true, the dragon must be defeated. 3. The role of Castle Seneschal is currently held by a bloated wizard named Togamore. If you can defeat him or secure his surrender, we'll avoid a long legal complication over the revelation that Neolandus still exists. Still lives, rather, not exists. Sorry, I just suddenly got distracted there because I had a really good. When the hero of the people's mentioned Sassafras, you get the impression that that is very important to you based on the Harrow deck. When they mentioned of the hero of the people, Vorka, the idea of going up against a black dragon certainly appeals to you, and also you get the impression it's very important that you do so. 3. The role of Castle Seneschal we've done. That was Togamore, wasn't it? None of you are chosen against him. Our friend Ishani Datri, Abadoran Peach, priest, I don't know how you say it, and vocal supporter of the church's public endorsement of Ileosa, has vanished. My initial investigations indicate that he was last seen approaching the castle. Perhaps some clues to his fate lie hidden within. 5. Rumour holds that a new group of Red Mantis assassins, along with a more powerful leader, have taken up residence in the castle after you besieged their previous den. If you can find proof that Ileosa is the reason the Red Mantis have come to Korvosa in the first place, this will go a long way towards undermining the Queen's position in the city. 6. The Grey Maidens are a menace and need to be disbanded. Corditra's defeat of Longacre dealt them a blow, but the Maidens commander Sabrina Merrin and their chief indoctrinator, a mysterious woman whose identity remains unknown outside of the organisation, have likely retreated to the castle. If you can secure the defeat or surrender of these 2 remaining leaders, the Grey Maidens will lose much of their command structure. It will throw the entire organisation into chaos long enough for us to reclaim the streets from them. I would like everyone to make a notice check. However, at the same time, Leia, when the mentioning of Sabina Merrin, the leader of the Grey Maidens, that is when you feel the reading of the Harrow deck applies to you. Gastus, you basically, because you Leia's obviously too busy thinking about that. That's okay. Fortunately,
I'm clearly away with the fairies.
Well, you're thinking about the fact that you get the impression that from your interpretation of what harrowing is, that you are the chosen and the one that is most important when confronting Sabina Merrin. Sassafras Teaberry gets really good notice. So Gastus, you're your knowledge of Vencarlo gives you a bonus there. It gets you the raise, and Sassafras naturally got the raise. You both notice pain and a look of regret, upset. You're not entirely sure exactly what, when Sabina Merrin's name is mentioned, you see it seems to cause Vencarlo a moment's pause of regret. Perhaps.
Well, that'll
Something there.
be because she used to be one of his students.
Indeed, might be something worth talking about. Number 7, rumors of devils involved in the monarchy disturb me as well. If you can find proof that Ileosa is trafficking with devils, or that devils dwell within the Castle Korvosa, that should significantly help our case against her in the eyes of the city's government. Number 8, Queen Ileosa must pay for her crimes. She hasn't been seen publicly recently, except for brief appearances on the castle walls. She's in there somewhere. If we can capture her, a lot of our work will be easier. Oh.
Well, the vast majority of this requires infiltrating the castle, though of this new hero of the people, what of Blackjack? Gastus will say, deliberately not looking at Vencarlo.
Well, hasn't been seen in quite some time. You was taking up his mantle.
Well, but I was told not to while I was leaving the city, and Vencarlo would cover.
Oh, indeed. Well, yeah, the adventure seems to completely ignore that fact. Maybe he's been too busy with other things.
Right.
Or actual fact, I've got an even easier answer to that. Now as you deliberately don't look at Vencarlo, you can't help but noticing he seems to be limping. It may well be that the current Blackjack is no longer able to take up the mantle.
All we can do is hope that Blackjack will return and see off this new so-called hero of the people then.
Vencarlo smiles quietly to himself and at you, and then thinks of going, yes, indeed, it is very much something we could hope that could now happen, is it not? He goes, but I do feel that regarding Sabina Merrin, the Sabina I knew loved Korvosa and was honourable to a fault. It was her rigidity of thought and personality that held back her progress when she was a student. I have a very hard time believing she could condone what Ileosa has done to Korvosa. I have to hope and believe that the Queen uses some sort of magic to control my former pupil. And please, I implore you, if at all possible, please try and use non-lethal methods when dealing with it. So,
I do not know we can make any guarantees on that point, Maestro. But I give you my word that if we can disable her or persuade her otherwise, she will not be harmed.
I promise to only kill her lightly.
So she's nearly dead, not really dead.
Mostly dead.
Mostly dead, I should say, yes.
Well,
mostly dead, not
She's
completely
really quite
dead.
sincerely dead.
Well, and if she's as honorable as you seem to believe, then it would be a noble sacrifice on her part if we have to kill her to be able to save Korvosa.
Indeed.
Let us hope it doesn't come to that. So.
Well, if it comes to her or me, frankly, Gastinius.
Just sharing that. So basically, this adventure, the actions can generate rebellion points. So I'm just letting you keep a tally of.
With the exception of the first of your numerous tasks, Commander, the rest perhaps will require infiltration of the castle. This hero of the people, however, where are they usually seen?
Well, they seem to be wherever they are needed when the rebels are attacking the honest and hard-working citizens of Korvosa, to quote one of his speeches.
I see. And since the rebels are known to us, or are they not?
Well, no, none. You know, well, bearing in mind that you're the rebels and Cressida still is deeply committed to Korvosa and cares deeply about the citizens, as she's already basically stated, under no circumstances does she condone attacks on the citizens. Given the whole point of the rebellion,
these other rebels don't seem to operate in any specific area of the city. Then,
yeah, I don't think they're rebels. I think they're just opportunists that are taking advantage of the chaos. Basically, thugs.
Cressida's opinion is actually that both the hero of the people and these rebels that he always fights off are actually basically both of them are working for Queen Ileosa. Of course,
they justify her hardline policies.
And indeed, yes, it shows. Yes, because the rebels are basically usurping the city and affecting citizens.
Then it would be my suggestion that we run this hero to the ground before infiltrating the castle.
Yes, because how can she demonize the people who take out a supposed opponent?
Unless, of course, this hero is a public supporter of Queen Ileosa, defending Korvosa against these rebels that are rebelling against her. What kind of rhetoric is spoken about him, Commander?
Well, as I say, pretty much what we should be told, that basically been fighting rebels in the street. He's basically, from the descriptions, he appears as a masked sword fighter, and he spent the last week. I was just reading there. He claims he is Blackjack's replacement, and that the rebels have obviously, for that reason, that Blackjack is no longer around to save and protect the city is down to some evil act performed by the rebels. He implies that Blackjack has either been captured or killed by the rebels, because Blackjack would not stand for the rebellion against the Queen.
I think perhaps we need to reintegrate ourselves into Korvosa, learn what we can ourselves as newcomers. Perhaps if we spend, I know time is limited, but perhaps if we were to spend a week or a 10-day finding out what we can, talking with those who we've had contact with in the past and learning what we can learn, we could then reconvene ready to act.
Okay, so I've got a bit more information. I was just looking. I knew it was there. I just had to find it. So apparently, typically these the alleged rebels move into a region, cause trouble, robbing citizens, beating them, and worse. And then just when things are about to pass the point of no return, I can't. It's about pronounce his name. Hang on. We'll find out soon enough. He swoops in anyway. The hero of the people swoops in to save the commoners from the violent rebels. After he's defeated the violent rebels, usually by sending them packing, he hands out small bags of gold and silver to help the citizens recover from these trying times.
Certainly a way to curry favour with the masses. But we've seen what happens when silver gets handed out in the past, have we not?
Indeed.
All that, and he's demonizing the rebels before they've really.
He's demonizing them as rebels. Whenever it's like you said, it just sounds like thugs taking advantage.
So, as far as he goes, our best bet is to put an ear to the ground to find out where these rebels are going to pop up next, and when he intervenes, do what we can to follow him or capture him or somehow determine who he really is.
Yes, and while we're doing so, we could see if we can find out any more information about Ishan Datri, the
Can I
actual
have
presence
some?
of the red mantis.
If you've got battle, you can do battle rolls, or if not, you can do common knowledge rolls, whichever you want, whichever you're better at. Actually, it's quite in keeping because you would. Oh dear, it's good not making you do more non-critical stuff. Well, I think that's this and sassafras. I think your ideas there. You are sort of the two of you are start planning, going down a very convoluted thing of how you can spend a lot of time investing time and energy, and talking to your old companions. I'd say it's not wrong. You're coming up with a highly detailed plan. Well, Leia and Vorka, what it occurs to you is, if this hero of the people is confronting rebels, and obviously you've publicly been seen defying the Queen before, then if you perform some act, i.e., maybe attack a patrol of Grey Maidens or something, and make it known you're back in the city, then the hero of the people will definitely have to come and stop you, because of course you're the rebels and his job is to stop rebels. Seems a lot more simple. But you can do the other way. Both will work. It's just which way you want to go for speed, I suspect.
Vorka likes the idea of fighting Grey Maidens. He's figured out those are fun to fight.
Well, and then we managed to eliminate, as we obtain information, and sometimes a battle reveals more than the best spies.
Perhaps we should divide and conquer. There's no reason we can't take both approaches.
Indeed.
Well, if we take on this so-called hero of the people, perhaps some of our former contacts wouldn't be so confident in confiding in us, because we would be ambiguous as to which side we really are on.
Of course, you could even go one. That should be pointed out actually. Leia, actually, I'm going to say Leia would probably come up with an even less violent option. There is another option. All you have to do is go to the. All you really have to do is go to open the. Show yourselves openly in a public square and demand that Queen Ileosa shows herself and answers for her crimes. I mean, that's as simple as it has to be. You make it quite clear. You just
that sounds fun.
If you just want, that's probably the easiest.
I like that idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just
throw down the gauntlet.
Yeah, go to whatever the Korvosan equivalent of Speaker's Corner is and start laying down.
Oh, there is a Korvosan equivalent of Speaker's Corner as well. I just can't remember what it's called.
Oh, I can't. But
when we leave our soapbox.
Yeah, but the whole point is you make it quite clear that the heroes of Korvosa have returned, you see, and you're calling down the Queen. So then if Cressida's opinion is right that they're in employ, then obviously if you're identifying yourselves as rebels publicly, then the hero of the people has to show up at some point after that, doesn't he?
Be right.
So, what's your plan? You've got three options, and don't get me wrong, they're all perfectly valid. You can go for it. You can just go and murder some Grey Maidens, or you can publicly stand out and announce your return to the city and decry against the Queen's crimes. And your third option, of course, is perfectly valid and a lot more subtle. Spend a week plus sort of interfacing, networking, getting information, tracking down where rebel attacks are going on, and then making sure you're in the area for when the next rebel attack could be taking place. Or of course, a fourth option, anything else you come up with.
I kind of like Leia's idea.
That's so clever of me to think that all by myself. I like it too.
No, it's okay.
Well, it's direct to the point. It throws down the gauntlet. Everybody knows where we stand, and they can start choosing up sides, and we don't have to waste all this
You,
time
you
beating
do
around the
realise
bush.
that the only reason why that she had time to think that up because you and Garces was arguing about the duty in people's Korvosa in the front or something. That was your elaborate plan. Was it free front of Korvosa? I can't remember what we called again.
Just a passing
hang on.
thought. I can't remember everything we learned in Castle Scarwall and all that, but it's odd, or doesn't it strike you as odd that there's a black dragon present there and Queen Ileosa is seen less and less? Or is that just a probable coincidence?
Oh, there's no such thing as a coincidence, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Queen Ileosa is a black dragon. But
Yeah, she may be being controlled by an ancient dead black dragon, but like the saying goes, birds of a feather and all that stuff.
But she's always seen in red, though. She always shows, whenever you see her, she's always wearing red. Oh, it's the
Black and
Crimson
red go
Throne,
very
after
well
all.
together.
Exactly. It
I
is the
just think
Crimson Throne.
it's something to keep in the back of our mind as a point of caution.
oh, for some reason, I've looked like Vorka, and I have no idea why.
I haven't done anything.
Mm.
Are we
What
gonna
have you
draw
done?
straws, vote? Do we
I
want
don't
to
know if I've got your original icons for the record.
Mm.
Oh, yes, I do. No, that's your 3D one. I don't think I've got your original 2D. Ah, no, I can make you look like your clone.
That'll do.
He looks a bit. I don't know what you've
Weird.
managed to do there.
Me
no,
neither.
you managed. No, you managed that. You'll have to. I'll just have to make you look like that.
Everybody wants to be me.
Mm.
No, you're looking like. Hey, what's going on? There we go.
And I'm going to ask Cressida if these attacks on citizens, coincidentally, are they on like middle class citizens, nobility, or are they confining these attacks to the working class and people that don't care if actually get hurt? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Good question.
I think
Is
it's. I think
it group
it's.
only?
No, I think they just seem to. They're probably going up, but it's easier to. It's easier to attack the weak and yeah. So it's probably in the poorer sections. I mean, probably it's all over the town in different areas, but it's probably usually targeting the normal citizens and the poorer citizens because the nobles and stuff would be able to defend themselves with their
Those that
own
can't
guards
fight.
and stuff. Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Now, Gastus isn't overly convinced that just standing in the main square and yelling about Queen Ileosa is the best idea, but he says give him a time and a place and he'll be there.
I think I want to go and track down these false rebels and go and punch them in the face a little bit.
Well, as I say, the logic is you've got two choices. You either try and track them down and find out where the rebels are and all that, but it's probably easier and quicker to publicly to do something that basically means everyone in Korvosa knows the heroes of Korvosa have returned and force the hand.
They don't really know specifically who we are or where we, lodge. We do have a retreat point.
Oh, this is true.
And as heroes, there's a certain number of people in this city who would already rally behind us instead of arousing the suspicion. By pretending to be rebels to draw him out, then that puts us in an ambiguous spot where if we speak out and we're straightforward, then those who are already on our side will know we're back and rally rather than hold back.
Very well. Then, as I say, give me a time and a place, and I will be there. I still have some things I wish to do in the city first. There are
I will, however,
certainly
point out if you do want to do the downtime option, that's perfectly good, where you can dress up as a certain individual and go out and do things if you want. So, what's the plan? Which way do you want to go?
Gastus is perfectly happy to do the standing in the everybody going and calling Queen Ileosa out.
Absolutely, I love that.
Okie dokie. Right.
No time like the present, so I guess it's now and wherever we can find a spot we'll be heard, Gastinia, so just follow.
You just go. Yeah, you just go to the nearest public square or the place that none of us can remember the name of right now, but I know it does exist. Righty ho. So, okay. So you. No, she's not. We'll see. No.
Other thing it would serve to do is rather than draw, having to sneak into the castle with no one knowing, that would tend to draw them out.
Okie dokie. So, right, you basically you all head out. You get to the towns. You get to the major public square where you reckon you'll have the most impact. Can I have some notice checks, please?
Holy crap, my dice are cursed.
It's a good job you haven't needed anything bad today. So you get to the square. Can't find you. None of you can see Gastus. Doesn't appear to be with you. But anyway, you in the meantime, it's let's see how persuasive you are in your arguments against the Queen. Now, it's your choice. You can all do your own thing, or you can choose a spokesperson, and everyone else can do other things to support the spokesperson. It's really up to you. But as I say, Gastus is not there.
Where did he go?
You don't know.
I've got an idea where he's gone.
And you got a raise, so it's okay. I'll make you make those checks later. Don't.
Yeah, the fact that he's just never mind the fact that he's disappeared. Just pay no attention to it.
I thought he was another spawn as well. Never mind. We can manage without.
He's off doing chores.
It would be easier to do his washing on a different day, don't you think?
So, who's going to be your do you want to all decry together, or do you want to sort of have a main dissenter and the rest of you support the main dissenter? You want to do it?
Support roles are usually more successful than just everyone doing it separately, I guess. But if other people want to do it a different way, that's fine.
Yeah, but the one human among us has disappeared, and he would be our best spokesperson to speak to other humans.
Yes, but
It's your idea. Maybe you should do it, Leia.
right.
Oh no, your persuasion's D4.
D4 1, and I got performance skills, so I'm good at that kind of
I'm
thing.
going to let you use performance rather. Yes, I'll let you use performance rather than persuasion.
You can roll performance as a.
Yes, you most certainly can. It would make sense. It would. So, how is everyone else going to? How does everyone else? So, Sassafras, how do you support Leia's performance?
Let me think about this a minute.
Vorka is going to be sneaking around through the crowd and occasionally going, "Yeah, she's right."
I like it.
I'm curious. I have a sound cantrip. Can I use that to effectively mute the crowd so only Leia can be heard?
No, because the sound.
The sound silence.
Okay.
Yeah, you that would be the silence power, which you could probably do. But however, I will allow you to go around using the sound cantrip to do pretty much the same thing Vorka's doing, which is agreeing every now and again with different voices and things. So I'll let you do that.
Okay, I would do that then.
Go for it. That'll be just a spellcasting support roll. That's a 5. That's a plus. That's a success from Vorka and a success from Sassafras. That gives +2 bonus to land.
It wasn't a crit fail.
Exactly. Thaddeus, what are you up to, sir?
Just looking it up now. If it doesn't... Right, hang on. That's not going to work either, is it? Tell you what, let's spruce this up a bit, a wee bit. So what we're going to do is use minor magical effects, precipitations to get kind of minor fireworks. So when she walks into stage, there's like minor fireworks to get everybody's attention. So they'll go, "Oh, what's that?"
Okay, that sounds
she'll
good.
start speaking.
Sounds good to me.
Eventually.
Everyone's dice is terrible today.
I'm not so bad. I changed my dice.
There we go. You get +2 for the performance. She arrives in a shower of fireworks.
Fair enough. Oh, brilliant. That's +4 bonus. Can everyone, before you... Well, Leia, I'll let you make your performance with a +4 bonus. Sassafras, Thaddeus, and Vorka... Oh, he went and sport my surprise. Sassafras, Thaddeus, and Vorka. All you have to do is make your notice checks, because I was going to describe someone hiding in the shadows, but he's gone and sport it.
Sorry.
Yeah, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
I was going to say, basically, up on the roof, I was going to say, in a darkened corner, we're actually stepping out of the shadows and now proceeding to climb a wall behind everyone. Using conviction. Ooh, behind everyone, paying very much attention to. Okay, so that's a 12. That's good. When everyone's paying attention to the thing on stage, you all happen to notice an individual climbing up the wall behind. And he went and sport the surprise just before I went to share that wonderful image I just done.
Yeah, so the rebels had taken the hero of the people's name in vain. So maybe the real hero of the people might be nice if he came back.
What he needs to do is swing down on a rope to the podium next to Leia and declare the truth to the people that he's the real Blackjack and that they've been had and they need to rally behind us.
Which is exactly what he's going to do.
Let's have your acrobatic athletics check. I'm saying that because I know you get a free reroll.
I do. Don't think I need it.
I wouldn't risk it on that roll.
No, not going to beat that, I don't think.
No, you know what will happen. You'll slide off the rope and land in a puddle if you re-roll right now.
Exactly. Let's stick with a 19. I'm happy with 3 raises.
Okay, so describe your entrance.
Well, Blackjack. It's a market square, and there are various like mercantile pulleys and things for moving barrels and things around. And as Leia's got up onto this stage that is normally used for auctions and so on, and starts in this flash of fireworks, gathering everyone's attention, and starts denouncing Queen Ileosa and saying how the people need to rise up against her because what she's doing isn't the way that Korvosa is truly meant to be. This man in black swings down on a rope with the boom of one of these cranes swinging out. He circles almost the entire courtyard and then drops down behind Leia in a crouch, and then stands up. Says, "These heroes speak right, people of Korvosa. For too long I have been gone, and one has come to stand apparently in my stead to protect the people of Korvosa. But that is not the case. All he does is repeat the rhetoric of the queen who sits on a throne that she should not be sat upon. The rulers of Korvosa are here to serve the people, not the other way around. And the people of Korvosa need to remind her of that. Fear not, for I have returned, and I am ready to stand against the despotic queen and all those who would crush the people of Korvosa neath their boots. Who will stand with me?"
Well, I'm very impressed by that speech. So I'm going to give everyone some bennies. First things first. Secondly, obviously, you've been gathering up the crowd, and this has taken a bit of time. And then, obviously, with Blackjack's successful appearance, the crowd is in awe there. In fact, I'm going to say that's quite a good speech. So, but at that point, just as you say that, obviously, about a dozen people rush out from the crowd. At first, you think they're obviously here to join you immediately, but they basically start, as they run towards you, they begin shouting taunts and flashing weapons. They basically they start insulting all of you and demand that you all leave the city, saying that if you were truly here to defend Korvosa, you would never have left the city to go adventuring in the wilds in the first place. In fact, at that point, it gets so I was running there. I was say before you could react, however, one of them points right at you, points right at Blackjack, and says, "I wish you'd go to hell." Make a spirit check or be plane shifted to hell.
Oh, that would be unpleasant, wouldn't it?
That's good. I don't have to ride a side adventure of everyone else going to hell to rescue Blackjack.
So at that, then Gastus will do a double somersault forwards and land in the.
I finished. But carry on. I hadn't finished. I was going to continue, but go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
If I can spend a belly to have the crowd back off, leaving a circle around the front of this stage.
Indeed.
Gastus leaps and does a double somersault forwards and lands in a 3-point superhero landing in front of this lot, and then stands up and cricks his neck and says, "It will take more than wishes to remove the spirit of the people of Korvosa."
Indeed.
And he will just then give them a cheesy grin.
He will cheesy grin. Well, I was supposed to pick a random person, but after you've just done that, you're obviously setting you up. One of the other rebels just looks at you and goes, "Oh, I'd wish you just die. Take 4 wounds."
Well, I think I'd best soak that then, really, hadn't I?
Meantime, I'm going to let Leia, Sassafras, Thaddeus, and Walker all roll a 20-sided dice.
Haven't you got a card for something like that?
No, because they got redealt after that.
Oh, didn't that guy give you another card?
Okay, it would appear. It would appear at the same time as once someone says, "I'd wish you just up and die" to Blackjack. Unfortunately, Leia, you rolled the lowest, so you're the randomly chosen one. It goes, your dancing was I was very impressed by your dancing, but I think you're not what I want to see when dancing. So I wish you looked more like the ungrateful pig you are. You get to make a what is baleful polymorph? Is that spirit again? I can't remember.
I
Basically,
believe so. Yes.
it's a yeah. You've got to resist a baleful polymorph or turn into a pig.
That's all four-soaked.
That's fine, and Leia's fine. So none of that. None of the wishes that's suddenly being used against you land. That's some okay. At that point, well, yeah, as I see, they're looking a bit concerned that nothing's happened here, and obviously you're looking there. Stepping out of the crowd is a man in a red cloak and a gold mask. Mask I can't remember.
You must be
Ooh,
Trifacia.
ooh, this is the bad guy, or the fake guy.
Fake guy. Does that mean it's a girl?
He's wearing a mask.
He appears to be a slender human man dressed in black clothes and a long flowing. That's a red cloak and a long black clothes and a long flowing hooded cloak. His features obscured by a brass mask with stylized features, including frowning brow, sharp cheekbones, and a goatee. He wields a golden scimitar that flickers with fire. As he strides forwards, he has mocking laughter. One of the thugs speaks up.
It's Travasia! Come on, let's get out of here.
And the thugs all run away.
I want. He's wearing a mask. Can I use my telekinesis to pull his mask off?
You can, but I was going to get somewhere else first. Hang on.
Isn't he on our side? I mean, I may have just misread that, but didn't the people heckling us just run away when they saw him?
This would be the new hero of the people that the commander says.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the guy that, and there's something weird about this guy. I'd like to try to see behind the mask before I.
Greetings, heroes of yesterday. My name is. What did they just say? Hang on.
Trifica.
Trifica, didn't they?
It's Travasia! Come on,
Travasia.
let's get out of here.
It's Trifacia. So, my name is Trifacia. Have you heard of me? No matter. I'm the true hero of the people of Korvosa, for I defend loyal citizens of our beloved queen instead of fomenting chaos in the streets. As you can see, with the exception of a few clots of filthy rebels, Korvosa is at peace now. And soon prosperity and happiness will smile over it again. I dare say that harmony first began to return not long after you vanished from our streets. And judging by the nature of the divine retribution that was attempted to be visited upon you, that doesn't make sense to me. I would say even the gods may agree. That doesn't make sense.
I would say from the lack of retribution.
Ignore that last bit. Ignore the last bit. He didn't say it.
Certainly not in agreement.
We do not want further trouble in our town. But since I know you mean to continue disrupting the tranquility in my fair city, it looks like I have to stop you. But instead of a fight that would end in humiliation, perhaps you'll agree to a duel. Me against one of you, with the loser agreeing to leave Korvosa for good, along with all allies.
Blackjack will turn, putting his back to this fellow, and gesture to the other heroes behind him, as if asking them whether or not they would like him to duel this individual, because of course they have no connection to Blackjack at all.
What other ones? They mean the ones that ran off?
No, Leia, Sasras, Thaddeus.
Oh, of course. Sorry, misunderstood. Yes. He goes. It should be pointed out.
Who it is?
Want to remove his mask first.
Well, I must admit, when you hear his voice, you might have a feeling, but
right. In which case, I'm happy to nod at him.
The point being, the implication is even if you don't, it should be pointed out. Blackjack, technically speaking, from an honourable perspective, Bugs broken with the fox?
One does not have to act honourably with somebody that has no honour, and if they're willing to use
No,
wishes
no.
and
He didn't use the wishes. Those are thugs that he just scared off used the wishes. No, the point being is that if he defeats you, even if you don't know these people, they'll have to leave if they agree to let you fight it. You know what I'm trying to say.
Clearly that's not going to happen though, so we'll be fine.
Now, just out of character, who was it that felt like they needed to deal with this? Wasn't there somebody that needed to deal with
Sassafras.
I want to see beneath his mask. I want to know who this is before I tell you to go ahead and kill him.
Well, but you're the one that's going to have the best.
That's an action. So if that's an action, so we'll have to wait. He's waiting to see if you will agree, otherwise or not.
Well, yes, Sassafras is the champion in this case, but in terms of fighting a duel, that's getting into melee, and Sassafras would probably find herself on the sharp end of that scimitar. Just because Sassafras is the champion doesn't mean she has to be the one actually in the fight.
Sorry. I want to be very specific here. Sassafras, while you're staring at this person, that feeling of you being the chosen isn't activated.
Oh, okay.
Does what?
No, I'm gonna step in front of Gastinius and go, I don't know who you think you are, and then I would try to rip off his mask with telekinesis and Tom, but try fighting me first.
Blackjack shakes his head.
Okay, so we'll put everyone else on hold because it's going to be. He does seem surprised by that.
He's not going to fight fair. He's going to use some hocus pocus.
I'm a gnome. Fair is, a human thing.
No, that's what I mean. I think he's going to try and use. He's going to try and use magic.
Okay, obviously, as the fight
right up your alley.
As the fight starts, obviously you can use the action that you whispered to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, actually, I do have I do actually have him actually talking. I thought I did. Here we go. You can hear his voice now because he doesn't sound like someone else to me.
It's Travasia! Come on, let's get out of here.
Wait for it.
Greetings, heroes of yesterday. My name is Trifacha. Have you heard of me?
Trifacha.
No matter. I am the true hero of the people of Korvosa, for I defend the loyal citizens of our beloved queen instead of fomenting chaos in the streets.
And to me, he sounds like Ben Carlo. He sounds to me like it's Ben Carlo. That's the joke I'm making. He's obviously the same voice actor.
I was going to say it sounded a lot like Strahd.
It probably did. Anyway, the battle is beginning. This should be interesting.
And before that happens, I'm going to spend my conviction.
Well, that's okay. The round. I'm just about to start the round now, so we'll see what happens. I would say you don't want to spend it until I've actually started combat, because otherwise.
Fix it for me.
Oh, there we go. I don't know what's going. There we go.
So does Sassafras have time stop?
No, she does not. That was Chelsea.
In answer to your question of yes, most definitely. In answer to your detect.
Okay.
Sassafras, you're up. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about
and I'm
side
going
effects.
to tell him point blank that if he's going to face me, I want to see his face, and I'm going to use my telekinesis to try to pull off his mask.
I'm going to give you a card.
Okay. Oh, God, there's a lot of bugs there.
So I gave you a card so you can time stop if you want to.
Give you something.
I have to be honest, it does not tell me what you see under that mask. probably a man. Well, I'll take you whip his mask off if it's someone you don't recognise.
Well, my first thing I want to do is I want to try pulling off his mask. I'm like hell bent on this idea. You guys might as well let me do it.
Well, fine. It's not a problem. I'll freely tell you now. I have that. It doesn't say what he looks like under the mask. So, okay, that's telekinesis. Got you to target him because then it would have treated it as an opposed roll. But oh well, we'll do it manually. Actually, I should really find a map, shouldn't I? Let's find a map. I wasn't expecting Sassafras to be fun. Okie dokie. Assets. I must have something on square. Nope. Oh, I'll use the one. I know I can use the one I used. I'll just have to go get it. Campaigns. Savage Sunday. Square there. I've got to use this
There's
one.
still a crowd around, right?
Yeah, they will be backing off, I suspect.
Yeah, but they'd be around so when his mask comes off.
Yes. Oh, yes, indeed, indeed. Most certainly. Cast. Chrome. Images. Control V. That went in, so go back to assets. Refresh. Go town square. I should. There's a town square. Create a map record there. Worry too much. Let's take that to that. Oh, the lines seem to have vanished. Interesting. It's because I've changed something. I'll work out what I've done later. Okay.
It wouldn't be me if I didn't do something that, Doswalk was totally unprepared for.
Right, so Blackjack is there. Sassafras there. Everyone, Leia was doing a performance there. We'll put it around like so. It's fine, and then I put there he is. Where he gone? Sorry. Here. There we go. Visible on the tracker. Right. You've hit it, and then
Blooming heck!
What?
Nothing.
Okay, so telekinesis. Telekinesis, it will have strength of 12. You got the race, so it's going to be strength 12. Unwilling target is resist with an opposed spirit check. You got a 22, so I'm going to have to roll 22 on his spirit. Okay. Okay. Wild robot. Hang on. Who's saying that? Wild robot appears. Use a damage benefits on your Pokemon. It's super effective. Okay. Right. You whip off the mask. He cries out in annoyance as the mask flies off, only to be revealed with a face of a very plain, nondescript face. A young man, well, a young man probably in his mid-20s, grey eyes, and it's not anybody you recognise, I'm afraid to say.
And then I duck behind Gastinius and go, see, it's easier to kill somebody when you can see their face, Gastinius. Go for it.
You could probably beat him to death with a mask.
But at least now the people are aware of your nature and will not be fooled again.
As Tassafras basically agrees to the duel and then backs off.
Yes, because it's so cowardly when somebody starts a stand-up fight with somebody 4 times larger than them, gets a successful blow, and then backs away.
Blackjack steps. Blackjack. Well, okay.
You can attempt to interrupt if you're on hold. If you want to attempt,
I would very much like to interrupt.
I'm going to pipe up here and go, you're a defender of the most corrupt queen in the history of ever. And so I really do not want to hear about it from you.
I'm just going to work out. Okay. Obviously, you can attempt to interrupt, and
I will attempt. I will attempt to interrupt.
Okay, make an opposed athletics check.
And I can soak that anyway, can't I?
You can, but I might re-roll it in a minute. Are you happy with a 9?
I will take the 9. Yes.
You get to interrupt.
Okay. So I will step in and try to parry his blow that's going for Sassafras.
Okay, well, yeah, you just need to. I'm going to say make a fighting roll. If you beat a 5, you parry the blow. It's the easiest way to do that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Problem at all. You parry the blow. Okay, right. Obviously, that's going to be the end of that round, and obviously, I'm assuming that basically all bets are off, where the honourable fight is gone. So
actually, Blackjack is going to step forward, parry, and say, "I will stand as this one's champion." Shit.
Oh, I will never hear the end of this.
So hopefully everybody else will be all honourable and not step in, but we'll see.
Discussing honor with a traitor.
He got the Joker.
Who would grind the
He
people
got the
under their
Joker.
boot.
Okay, let's have a look. What we're going to do? I think we're going to. I think what we're going to do then is I think he's going to use his martial flexibility.
And yeah, as he moved forward, I would have moved in to intercept him, so I'm between him and Sassafras.
Agreed. Yes, I agree. To move to take his frenzy to improve frenzy. Obviously, you can see his face, so he smiles as you say that. Obviously, and the combat tab actually works. I can change that to attacks. Target you. Bewildered Badger. Bennies for all plus the GM. I just got one, so I'll happily take another one. Okay, he misses with his first 2. He darts in, his flaming scimitar moving quick and fast. Both attacks miss, and he attacks again for his second 2 attacks.
Well, before he does, I get to counterattack.
Yeah, I'm just going to roll them all so you can see you.
Okay.
There you go. You parry all 4 attacks.
And since I can play an adventure card at any time, I will play Get Savage to have improved counterattack.
I'd forgotten there's a setting rule in Flash Gordon. Yeah, you spend a penny to gain any combat skill.
Yes.
That should be interesting. Hmm. You get to block 3 of his 4 attacks, don't you?
I get to attack. Yeah, go on 3 of his 4 attacks.
Last one hits.
Okay. Oh, that'll do.
Leia, do you wish to get involved, or do you wish to stand back and let the fight go on?
Support me, guys, but don't fight.
Okay, that answers that question. I'm going to support with performance seems the most sensible thing for me, doesn't it?
Read this NPC is so broken. In Fancy Grounds, I mean.
Is my conviction effect still live?
No, it wouldn't be, because that was.
Have you actually removed it though?
performance.
Because if you haven't, I'll just chuck a penny at it.
Well, because we weren't in combat tracker turns, it
Fine.
it never would have been there, if that makes sense. So buying would spend
Yes,
one.
it does indeed. Not yet. Oh, it's a +1 for you.
Go, Flash, go.
Sorry, I just noticed there is. I was thinking his toughness is high. There is a mistake in his stats. I was thinking that is too high. Wouldn't make any difference to your attack. But what I'll do is I'll just put in a modifier that takes off toughness mistake. So his toughness is now correct.
Right. So Leia cheers me on.
Indeed, giving you a +1 bonus.
End your turn, dear. You're on mute.
Jenka will fly distractingly around his head.
Go for it.
Accidentally minimized fantasy rounds. That's not very helpful. Character sheet, there it is. Okay.
I should have. I didn't notice he basically when Sassafras. Oh no, Sassafras wasn't base. That's okay. Okay, so
it wasn't an attack.
No, it's fine. No. Don't worry about.
Okay.
He's fine, I'm afraid. Defender 1.
That's fine.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if I should get involved in this. So we are going on hold.
Now, if I take an actual action, that doesn't count as support.
Depends what your action is.
I was going to cast confusion on him. That would make him distracted and vulnerable. That would probably be more than.
I mean, he's already accused you of being dishonorable, so you can do it if you want.
I don't care about honor. I'm fighting a traitor who is defending one of the most dishonorable human beings that ever existed. So I don't care.
That's fine.
So I just target him. Well, I know it's a template, but I would do the extra points for exempting anybody else. So.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Actually, confusion isn't a template if you want to cast it on one person, is it? It's only a
No, it's
template if
not.
you spend extra. Yeah, so you just target him. You don't have to spend for selective. You just target him. I really need to go back through and redo all of.
So do you want him distracted or vulnerable?
I have the rogue edge.
Pardon?
Always vulnerable first.
Okay, then make him vulnerable. Oh, I can apply it, right?
Yes, you can.
Did I have him targeted?
You do.
Oh, okay. Then that did that. And then Rudy's gonna come flying in and try perching on his head. Because, like, well, let's get him distracted, vulnerable, anything else we can do. Would that be an athletics for him to be successful at that?
It would be.
Predictably cowardly. But at least now the people are aware of your nature and will not be fooled again.
Anyone hear that?
Oh!
Good.
Small and you burn. You're living.
Okay.
I think Rudy just kind
Yeah. Oh, you.
of...
Yeah. Wasn't a crit foul. What's his flight? 8, isn't it? Did she move away? Walker.
Okay, so Vorka is going to give Gastus a few fighting pointers.
Okay.
Make sure you swing like this and uppercut and all that fun stuff. So
And
Gastus will get a +1 for your next fighting attack.
Yeah. Gastus will give a little flourish with his cloak, or rather Blackjack will, and say, "Many thanks, my goblin friend. However, I am using a rapier, a thrusting weapon."
But it still works. So you got a +2 bonus.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And I have no end of turn button.
And he's got a +2
Strange.
bonus against a distracted, vulnerable foe.
And that's automated. So Blackjack, you're up, sir.
Okay, so Blackjack sort of circles around Trifacia, and I'm sure Trifacia will turn and face him as he does so. Every now and then testing his defences, which of course gives him time to cast his dimensional blade, which I can't cast because when you deleted all of the modules earlier on and got rid of them, you got rid of my paladin one.
Oh, did I? Hang on a second.
Yes.
You know why? Because there you go. You know why? Because I was deleting anything that was blank and I wasn't paying attention. Do you know what I mean? It should be back now. Should be back.
It will be in a second, but I've just I've got other bits open instead. Yes, I think it is back now. Let me just click on that. Load module. Yay! Right.
Sorry about
anyway,
that.
I put it on that way. That's all right. And I will also use my improved martial flexibility to take improved frenzy. And then, having tested his defences a little, I will have at him. I forgot to put my +2 on that, but never mind. Wouldn't have been raises anyway.
Remember when Tibble cancels out Kappa? What? I know Tibble's. I can't remember how you pronounce that in Romeo and Juliet. So you better let the buddies flow.
Indeed, Tibble does cancel out Capifero.
Thank you. I know.
Unless you've studied your Agrippa, which I have.
Oh, yes, Princess Bro. Ooh, 2
Yeah,
wounds.
just make toughness 3.
Okay, so you do 2 wounds and then you shake him, which of course, if he's got any wounds left, result in.
And then I've got my other blade to attack with as well.
Yeah, he parries effectively the first. He parries your first blow, even though you thought it was going to hit home at the last second. His flaming scimitar does a cross sweep, and you're absolutely fine. However, you do catch him at a surprise, shaking him.
Okay. Two hits there as well.
Another wounding. Which again,
I've
he
got one.
parries with unnatural speed.
And then my last one.
You're taking off his armor. That's how you're getting through. Going, how the hell are you doing that? Because it's
Because I've got AP 6 or on that weapon AP 9 against evil things.
Again, he parries the blows. He does seem to be laughing and enjoying it as he does it.
So there's a flurry of blades.
It's Princess Bride, I was thinking. Indeed. Oh, yes, it's a very impressive duration.
Argenia flaps over and lands on the fountain.
I mean, soon he's going to say, I'm going to let you into a secret. I'm not left-handed.
Well, I'm ambidextrous, so you know.
Who's on hold? Oh, Thaddeus is on hold. Thaddeus, you staying on hold?
Well, here's the thing. If I start laughing, would that constitute me attacking him?
Well, Sassafras has basically smacked him with a spell, so he's already called you cowards. So it's up to you.
I'm going to laugh at everybody. Then I'm just going to stand here and start laughing. So you can change his duration of the confusing spell to 99 because I'm just going to start laughing.
You're going to start cackling, you mean?
He's going to start cackling, and he's permanently distracted and permanently vulnerable.
Most certainly is.
That didn't help a great deal.
What? Those were terrible deals there. Walker's up first.
DM, I've never actually thought about this before. Are you allowed to spend your bennies to change somebody else's card?
If you've got common
At
bond.
common bond, yes. I'd allow it on common bond.
Okay. Vorka is going to adjust his yeah.
Yeah, you don't know how rapiers work. They're
yes, I do. I know how to poke things. You poke them and you twist and then you flourish a little bit. I know how to do all that stuff.
Yes, I know that the pointy end goes into the bad guy.
But it needs to go into the soft parts of the bad guy too.
All this talk of honor is going to get people killed and put us at a...
Anyway, Sassafras, obviously Sassafras, well, you didn't turn it on. You still have telekinetic strength if you want to bash him, smack him, or do anything else.
Yeah, I was kind of the plan, but I was trying to, so it just target him with the bash.
Yep, sure.
She still has a mask, so it's still strength 1d4 damage.
Or that for a second. That shouldn't have been there. It should have been on you. Let's clear that for a second so I can... I've managed to lose what I was... Then if I do that, it should now apply to you. Then I have to redo the targeting back again for the future effect. And your telekinesis is down to 4 rounds. you no, I don't think you need to. You don't need to. You just do strength damage on the bash, don't you? Yeah. You don't need to roll a fighting roll. Where's your stats? Yeah. So basically, all you do is you've got telekinetic strength raise under your skills. Oh no, that'd be no. Sorry, no, it isn't. You would be doing that. Sorry, you don't need to roll the attack. You just need to roll the damage for the telekinetic bash. It automatically hits.
But she also does the damage for the weapon. So even if she's got a mask, it's still an improvised weapon, isn't it? Unless she changes targets and picks up a sword and stabs him with a sword.
Oh, I'm gonna Benny that one time.
Yeah, so you bash him into the you bash him into the floor. It doesn't appear to have any effect.
I'm just gonna keep rolling 11s.
Right. Where's the map?
But he's still nursing his bent wing.
Okay. I think I've got to be a proper bad guy here, haven't I? Trifka starts circling back Jack. When he gets to there, he swings and slices twice at Majenko.
Why am I being the champion in this round?
Missing due to the confusion, but he then turns with blinding speed, attacks Blackjack. I'm definitely spending bennies on those attacks. Still missing.
Ha ha.
Some fantastic rolls you're managing there.
Well, we're clearly just parrying each other's blows.
Oh yeah, it's just fast and furious. You know, you've never seen a finer sword fight. Let's be honest, it's a very impressive sword fight.
Right. Well, at this point, Blackjack then flicks over Trifacia's head, knocking Majenko back. And as he does so,
sorry to interrupt you there. Trifka uses his opportunist to get a free attack on as you push Majenko out of the area of effect, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Majenko is now vulnerable because he doesn't have evasion skill. So Majenko is now permanently vulnerable. So I'll get a +2 on that, which would turn that 8 into, that would give me a +2 bonus. That means Majenko's hit. Because of opportunist, if you don't have the evasion skill, you count.
If you don't have the extraction edge.
Extraction edge, yeah, you become vulnerable. Unfortunately, because someone's cackling, Majenko is now vulnerable permanently. The burning scimitar cuts into Majenko as you push him out the way in a desperate attempt to save him. Later plays a card.
I was waiting for that one to come out.
Aha. And he critically fails.
He critically fails. Well, he's already vulnerable and he's already distracted, so I'm afraid I can't think of what else.
He's going to have to slip prone, isn't he?
He's not slipping prone.
Because as he turned around, I'm going to land on him.
I'm afraid he won't slip prone. However, obviously he's distracted and. Hang on, though. He gets hang on. At the end of his turn, he gets a chance to resist the. He gets a chance to resist the, which he fails, to resist the confusion, doesn't he? Which I forgot to do.
Except he can.
Is there.
Confusion is permanent. I'm cackling.
Yeah.
And if it's a critical, I think he should lose his weapon if he can't do anything else.
Yeah, well, he might be able to resist the confusion. The status remains permanent. Ooh, his is an evil laugh.
No, that
Anyway,
was Thaddeus. That wasn't mine.
as Gastus lands, he starts to glow slightly with a strange golden hue as Gastus activates his holy might.
Well, he dropped. Well, I'm not saying he drops his sword because in fact, yeah, he breaks it. Yeah, why not? Let's have him prone then.
So did he drop his sword?
No.
He didn't. Okay.
Well, actually, no. Tell you what. No, I mean, yeah, no. I think yeah. Okay, he drops his sword flies out of his hand and tumbles back behind him.
Okay. Gastus will dance back round him to where his sword is. Flick it up with the end of his blade and give it back to him.
Okay, okay.
Sassafras face and palms right here.
Yeah, you can give his sword back for a penny.
I smile.
I will certainly give you a penny for that. I was just getting to roll the damage for touching an evil sword, which wasn't really that. It was just going to be mean. But that's even more honourable, so I will definitely award you a penny for that.
Yeah, he's going to do one of those cheesy things. He's going to put his point of his sword under his and flick it to him, isn't he?
Exactly. That's exactly what
Super
Blackjack
cheesy.
does. For there is a code of honor in play here, so I can't possibly attack him this round.
You've got him, no, you haven't.
Okay, I have just noticed another mistake. So I'm going to have to manually put it in because there's a bug in his character sheet. There we go. That's all good. Okay, Thaddeus, you're up, sir.
Thaddeus is going to keep on cackling. I think what I'll probably do is... I still really technically haven't got involved in this, apart from the fact that I'm laughing my head off. I'm going to go and try a very, very weak persuasion roll to see if I can... Go on, Blackjack! Punch him in the grid!
It's a +1.
So he gets +1 to his next action.
That'll do.
Yes.
Since I wasted the bonus I got from Vorka to just give the guy's sword back.
Well, that was good role playing. It definitely deserved a penny.
Well, you know what? I'll use that to get my power points back.
Yeah, why not?
Give me sword back, pet him, punch him, punch him.
Hey, Gastinius, have you already played a card this session?
I can play 2.
Would you like a card?
No, I have a good card. I'm just saving it for the opportune moment. But if you've got a card that you think would be good, please hand it over and I can give you something instead.
Well, you can always give it back if you don't like it.
Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. He talks about honour, yet his opponent is far more honourable than he. When he disarms himself in combat, he returns the weapon before continuing the battle. I'm pretty sure that is not something he would have done in his stead, don't you?
I feel ready for that nice bit of role playing there. That's a +1 to Blackjack, I assume?
I hope so.
Indeed. Majenko is free to fly away, although he is still vulnerable.
That was to you, dear.
Sorry, I was distracted.
I'll just have him fly away, shall I?
Yeah, Majenko's flying away.
New round begins with him going first. Okie dokie. Right, well...
No, Vorka's going first.
Oh, don't know why it moved on from Vorka after... I'm sorry about that, Vorka. Vorka's going first. I do apologise.
It does not look like the vulnerability is. Oh no, there he is. Distracted and vulnerable. Never mind.
All those high cards, I've got a queen, and I'm still going last. What the hell?
That's okay. The other day I was playing, and there was the highest card was a 7. Okay, so you've got all those that hooji on you. So I wish I had dispel. Really wish I had dispel. Oh well.
If only
We are
somebody had
going
dispel, eh?
to.
Has someone
We're
got the
gonna
arcane
continue
spike
talking
card?
about-
Has anyone got the arcane spike card?
Yeah, I
But
gave it to Sassafras at the beginning.
I can give it to him.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to keep talking up Gastus on how to fight, because fighting is good. Fighting is fun. And we'll call that good.
Okie dokie. Well,
Very good, Master Goblin. I shall bear that in mind. I appreciate it is easier to fight a disarmed foe, but it is not exactly honourable.
Trafficker,
Well, of course
basically,
it's easier to fight him if they've been disarmed. He doesn't have any arms left to swing at you with.
basically, Trifecta basically starts doing a very impressive weapons display, darting here, there, and everywhere, in an attempt to confuse you. So maybe it's
affectionately on the head.
It's an agility roll, apparently, to resist his test upon using fighting.
It is, unless he's got the edge that can turn it into smarts rolls.
Which I don't believe it is. No, he hasn't got feint. No. Oh God, I'll take your roll if it's better than mine. But you won on both of those.
Yeah.
Basically, what he was trying to do there was obviously distract you, making you vulnerable, knowing full well that because of the cattle, it wouldn't go away. But it didn't work. Thaddeus is up next. Technically, those would have used up your bonuses, so you actually got a +3 on that. It's your next trait roll.
No, mine was specifically for fighting.
Well, technically, support is their next trait roll, and obviously resisting and something is their next trait roll. Technically speaking, rules as written.
I'll take the +3 on that. That's fine.
Saying I was going to enforce it, I was just thinking out loud.
Okay.
Right, so he's at +2, isn't he?
You can do. Well, you can. There's quite a few male characters around, so we're not sure who.
Blackjack is at +2.
Currently, because the guy's vulnerable, I'll be attacking him at +2. Yes.
Right. Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to go on the hold. To see how this turns out.
Actually, in hindsight, I think reading how they that's probably what Thingy called it. So I think that would be, unless I missed something.
Blackjack's
Oh, look! They actually knew this is how the fight would go down. I've only just remembered.
See, it was ordained.
It was. Blackjack's sort of outline starts to blur a little, and it's almost as if there is a ghostly version of Blackjack fighting, not quite alongside Blackjack, but kind of within him, guiding his blows as I activate Blade Tutor's Spirit.
It sounds interesting.
It's boost trait by another name.
I like it though.
That's better. And then I will use Smite Evil on the one that missed, but I'll do that after I've rolled the damage for this one. Ah, well, that one can remain a miss because it looks like I've struck
Wound.
him.
The blow lands.
Enough of the charade. If I can't strike a blow against your reputation, then I shall settle for one against your necks.
He suddenly gets a bit bigger.
Oh, does he indeed?
Oh, yes, clearly fighting for the forces of good there. Jeez.
Well, since it's still my turn and I've not ended my turn yet, I would like to do something that's a free action.
Mm-hmm.
Take that conviction off because I didn't spend it to use conviction.
Okay.
I'm using that to get another use of improved martial flexibility in this combat.
Can you do that?
Yes, you can. Things that can only be used once per combat or encounter, you can spend a conviction to get to use them again.
Wow.
So, at this point, I'm going to use one of the two that I've got from my reuse of improved martial flexibility to take Giant Killer.
Fair enough. He spends his conviction.
And look up at him and say, the bigger they are, the harder you shall fall.
He's only size 3, so I'm not sure if Giant Killer works.
He's only size 3. That's all right. Size 3 is all it needs to be. It's 3 sizes bigger.
You're size 1, so he's only 2 sizes bigger.
I'm not size 1. I'm size 0.
Oh no, you're size 0. I apologise. Yes, he's size 3.
I am not brawny, so therefore Giant Killer will kick in.
Yeah, he's 12 feet tall.
And that will last as long as Blade Tutor's spirit.
But the crowd is still around, so they see what he is, right?
Oh yes, indeed.
They may have just seen
the point was to expose him.
Exactly, and I do believe, yes, in fact, you have managed to expose him, which means
So is he a djinn or an Efreet?
He's an Efreet,
which can grant wishes.
Indeed. Where do you think those wishes came from?
I'll request interrupt then on blackjack.
Well, I've already just moved. I've moved on to layer at this point, but.
So whose go is it?
And the true colours have been revealed. The person who claimed to be the hero is a demon. We must destroy him. Watch how Blackjack, our ally and real hero, takes down the usurper.
Saw something flash up. I don't know where it came from.
Can I cast Greater Boost trait?
I'm sure you can.
By the way, I was convinced it was my action when I did that, so please don't.
No, it's fine. It was absolutely fine, but then Thaddeus went and interrupted you, so it's not your fault.
It just happened at the same time.
Yeah, it just happens. Exactly.
Okay, that worked.
What are you boosting, Thaddeus? And on whom? Because I've already got boost fighting and boost strength on me with raises.
Oh, bollocks. Right. Well, that's not going to work then. Tell you what.
138. Remove all support. No idea what that's about.
Right, tell you what, because that's not going to work, is it?
Cast lower trait instead on him.
Aye, cast lower. We'll cast the lower trait on him.
Though that does stop you cackling.
But that does stop me cackling. Why? Why does it stop me cackling? Cackling is a limited
Because
free action.
casting, yes, casting casting requires you use your voice, so you can't cackle and cast a spell at the same time.
Yes, and then I can cackle after I've cast the spell because it's a limited free action.
It is, but when you cast the spell, you've stopped cackling, which stops him from being distracted or vulnerable anymore.
Yes,
because it's only being maintained by you cackling.
It's only being maintained by you cackling because he's made his spirit check, so it will vanish the second you stop cackling.
And it would have the multi-action penalty as well.
Yes. I don't get why I've got sent removal support bonuses at the end of the recipient's turn. And I'm assuming page 138 isn't the Savage Pathfinder rule. 38 is rest, scale and size, cool shot, stunned, and support.
We'll tell you what. Instead of casting a spell, why don't I just stab him?
Well, that could also work.
Nice and simple. Just stab the guy because he's clearly. I think he's been revealed now. What he is.
He has been revealed as an Efreet.
Oh, anyway.
So, combat.
But it looks like he spent his conviction to actually be convicted rather than to get another use of martial flexibility.
Indeed.
So I will. When he reveals himself, I'm going to run to there and I'm going to throw the totem spear at him.
You hit. Bounces off his armor. His armored blade.
His armor's what?
10.
What do I need to roll?
23.
23. So a 16 won't cut it either.
No.
Right, okay. That's what happens.
Okay, then obviously you revealed giving a bonus, and then we get to Sassafras.
Yeah, and because we now have established that this thing has no honor, so that was never a relevant point in my opinion anyway. I pull out a wand. Why is it got Rudy targeting him instead of me? I will untarget him.
Oh, Ruti was targeting him because Ruti did a test.
Yeah, that's got me targeting him. And because this wand was created before they did all that fancy crap, I'll have to do my spellcasting roll. It's a wand of banish, by the way. He gets to resist it with spirit, I think.
Oh, a wand of banishment. Interesting. That would just cause multiple wounds on him.
And I just rolled a 29, but I think he gets to resist with spirit.
He does, spirit, but it's a wound for every difference, isn't it?
Yep, so
wound for every raise.
Yeah, if you incapacitate, so 29. It's ridiculous, but it's the differences between them, isn't it? That's how
yeah, something like that.
And Sassafras is actually the chosen one.
Yes, you are the chosen one now when he revealed himself. Sorry, I was going to mention that, but so lots of interesting role playing got in the way. So if you want to spend your conviction, it'll keep going until he's defeated. But with your roll of 20 to part 9, I'm afraid you may have already defeated him without needing to spend conviction. So you might be better off saving it.
Yeah, I'll just save it. I'll take my chances on a 29 because that's the best I've rolled all day.
Yeah, success means he's shaken. Each raise is a wound.
Yeah. It is spirit, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, yeah, spirit.
If he fails his spirit
crap.
check, you're going to do a spirit check for him?
Oh. Still 2 wounds.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, target was 21, score was 29, 2 raises. That's 2 wounds. He's take that.
And he's blown his bennies.
He can soak it. There's no reason he can't soak it.
than she'd have done with her dagger.
Yeah, So the GM, what I will do is I will do /DMG 27 31 should do it, shouldn't it? Yeah. 31 should give him 2 wounds, shouldn't it? 31 should give him 2 wounds, which he can then attempt to soak. Soaking one of them, taking a wound from the banishment. He snarls in anger. See, I've got sound effects for back in this. See what happens.
And Rudy's just gonna go, oh, that's something ugly. I don't want to go there.
Sorry, wrong battle. Oh, let's try that one.
Enough of the charade. If I can't strike a blow against your reputation, then I shall settle for one against your necks.
I think I'm going to beat a Jack of Diamonds.
Oh, so far not a single one of your blows has landed. Have at thee! I'll wait till you've moved it onto the... There we go. Alright, so I'll do the damage for the first one, and then I will re-roll for the miss with Smite Evil. There's my Smite Evil.
I think this proves another one. Hey, she has got demons working for her. Totally.
He's not a demon.
He's an outsider.
He's not human.
He's an Ifrit.
Neither are you, Sassafras.
Yeah, but I'm cute.
Okay, so he's not going to live long enough to turn invisible and fly back to the castle and face you another day. Which is very unlikely, because the whole point is he has to take... he's not allowed to use his magic until you hurt him, and then not once you hurt him, he's buggered anyway. But I have just... It's a bit of an early finish, because I've just followed the perfect cliffhanger to end it on for the start of the new year, because I don't want to go into the next encounter immediately, you know what I mean? So, well, let's just kill him.
Yeah, hang on, I can play an adventure card on someone else, can't I?
Depends on the writing of the card.
So what did he miss by?
Well, he's dead anyway.
Well, he's dead anyway. I was going to give you 1d6 plus 2. You do that roll just in case you needed it.
Can I? Okay.
No,
can I have notice checks, please? Everyone. Okay. You can hear. Okay. Yeah. Basically, Volker obviously doesn't, but Sassafras, Leia, Thaddeus, you hear absolute panic and screaming coming from the distance. It's getting the screaming is getting louder and closer as more and more people seem to be absolutely terrified. Blackjack, you see, the distance, you see what's causing the screaming, but everyone else does. Where as Sabina Merrin arrives over the town square astride a huge black dragon, and that's where we shall leave it today.
Oh, Orcus Day!
It's too good a moment to leave it. I'm not going into another fight against, Sabina Merrin and a black dragon today. So that's where we shall leave it.
Sassafras's telekinesis is still running. Fastball special. Throw Vorka at the dragon.
But yes. Actually, however, I will do one more thing. Has anyone got the battle skill?
No, I don't. But actually, since we're about to end the session, yes, I do have the battle skill.
Okie dokie. That's fine. Right, so I just need to do a couple of things.
In actual fact, does it matter if we've got a bat skill of D10? Is battle skills a smart skill, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Uh,
Go on, if it's still there.
Let's see, adventure cards. Dang.
Oh,
I've got D10 battle skill.
So I've got a battle skill at D6, and you've got a battle skill at D10.
That's absolutely fine. Of course, you can do that. Okay. Boost trait riding plus 2D. Right, that's fine. Okay. Okay, that's fine. And that's waiting for combat trackers to come back to life. Fine. Okay. As she comes riding in, as you're preparing everything, but those who've got the battle skill can make their battle skill rolls. As the dragon snarls in annoyance and is forced to land in front of you by Sabina.
Well, that's that's not using the advantage of flight, isn't it?
Exactly.
Why on earth would she be doing that?
That's why we shall leave it today.
So we roll battle skill, yes?
Yes, so just roll a smart skill.
And since we are at the end of the session, let's go ahead and throw that out there too.
Okay, go for it. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Sabina appears to have made a huge tactical error and taken away all the advantages the dragon has by forcing it against its will. It might be pointed out as well to land in the square in front of you. So we'll leave it
so
today.
I get battle skill with a
now,
raise.
we're allowed to play cards today, and the whatever we gain from it is going to carry over into this fight, or no?
No. Unless, of course, it's something like conviction. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So
No,
if
I
you've
was
got
going
a
to
card
use
that
the
lets you play a
arcane
card
strike
off the
that somebody
discard
gave me,
pile,
but if I can't use it, I can't use it. No deal.
If you have a card that lets you play a card off the discard pile, then theoretically you play the card, pick renown, and you will get another point of conviction. But no, we shall leave it there.
Aye. So what's the raise on the battle skill? Was that make the dragon land?
No, the battle skill.
That was to know that the dragon had landed and that it was forced down against its will.
Forced down against its will by Sabina.
So we know that she's done something deliberately stupid.
Yes, exactly. And you work that you tactically. So for some reason, Sabina has taken away her greatest forced the dragon and herself to lose their greatest tactical advantage. And that's the cliff. She forces the dragon to land in front of you, and the dragon advances.
Wait a minute, isn't Sabrina supposed to be working against her will? Does that not what thing he said at the beginning?
Well, there we go.
Unless she knows or thinks she knows blackjack. And still has some shred of honor.
Who knows? But next week we shall find out.
Maybe she's compelled to do the queen's
see you later.
bidding, but she's